Good evening. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be weighing my pistons, rods, and wrist pins for my Summit Pro LS53 build. And I'm also going to give you an update on what's going on with that build. So let's get started. Okay, what I'm doing now is weighing my rods. I already weighed the pistons. I'm just weighing the rods and writing down the weights right here. So got my scale here. And I'm not going to go through every single one of them. Just want to show you what I'm doing. That one is 643, which is in line with the rest of them. So write this down and I'm going to continue on. Okay, I finished weighing the rods, and now I just finished weighing the pistons, and I marked them. I put the numbers up under them, number 3, and I'll show you the weight of the pistons, which I wrote everything down, and it's 453 grams, and that's pretty much all the pistons are. They weigh the same, minus 1 gram or so. So. All right, I'll do the wrist pins next. Okay, just finished weighing the wrist pins, and I numbered them also. And they are all within a gram as well. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to attempt to put the wrist pins in. I just got finished weighing the wrist pins. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt to put the wrist pins into the piston. Or the wrist pin retainer clips. I'm going to put one of those in. And most likely I'm going to try to assemble the pistons tonight. The rods on the pistons tonight. So I bought this little tool. It's supposed to assist with putting the wrist pin locking clips in. I tried just by putting them in with my hand. I couldn't get them in with my hand. So hopefully this tool works. And it's the spiral lock pins. So. And I'm not going to record myself doing all of these. So what I'll do is I'll do a few if it works like it's supposed to. And I'll kind of time lapse it. Or I may not even time lapse it. I got a lot of stuff to do in this video, so I probably won't time lapse it. I'll just do it and show you when it's done. I need to put a wrist pin into the actual piston to hold the backside of it. So I'm going to show you how I did it just now. So first thing you want to do is you want to take the spiral lock, kind of spread it open just a little bit, and you want to feed it onto the tool. Kind of help it walk around because the spiral lock does have some sharp burrs on it, so kind of help feed it around. And you want to turn it all around to the end of the spiral lock is lined up with the registration mark. The registration mark is a little vertical line right there. So I want the end of my wrist pin spiral lock to be on that registration mark. Once I get that, I take out another piston. And I'm going to try to do the same side on all of them. So I did that side. So doesn't really matter though. Alright, so then I take my wrist pin. Slide it through the piston. Take the tool, line it up into the groove. Make sure your wrist pin is not sticking through too far. Alright, once you feel it snap in, put pressure on the wrist pin and just turn this counterclockwise. keeping pressure on it. Wrist pin is off. I mean, the wrist pin retaining tool lock is off there, off the retaining tool. And wrist pin is in. So, and as you see, this is just the one side. It goes through and it holds it. So I'm just doing one side on each piston right now. And then I'm going to get the piston rods out and I'll assemble that and lock them in there, because I want to make sure I put assembly lube on the inside of them. So I'm just going to go through and put all the locks on the pistons, and once I get all that done, then I'll start with putting the rod on them. Okay, I just finished putting the wrist pin spiral locks in the last piston, and it does help out a lot with the tool if you use it right. But I have some little strips of sandpaper here, very fine sandpaper, because what I found is the wrist pin was a little bit tighter and didn't fit into some of the pistons. So I went over them with the fine sandpaper until the wrist pin slid in and out real smooth. So hopefully that doesn't cause an issue later, but I feel like it's better to do it that way now, to clean up the burrs on it now, than to get the engine put together and have an issue later on. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is get the rods out and start disassembling the rods. Take the rod caps off, the bearing caps off the rods, and hopefully get the rods installed onto the pistons. So, but basically what I did is loosen up the bolts, loosen them up a little bit, not even halfway, just a little bit like that, and take a rubber mallet or a plastic mallet and tap on it until you can separate the cap. All right, so I'm gonna go through and do all of them like this, get the cap separated, and then I can install these onto the pistons. Okay, see right here, the cap is kind of stuck on. So I just take my mallet and hit that. Okay, my camera stopped recording and I just realized it. So this is a different day. I'm just having to put in that footage that's missing, put in the missing footage so you'll know what I was doing. So with the connecting rods, I took a plastic hammer and I hammered on the actual rod bolts to separate the cap from the connecting rod. So, and I just had to tap it. I didn't have to hit it hard or anything. Also, what got cut out of this video was, I know some people are going to say that I'm not weighing the connecting rods appropriately. You're supposed to be able to weigh the large end and then the small end. But I didn't have a device to weigh it that way. So I'm just going to roll with what I did. Just like I said, I'm left with not very many choices with this. So I'm just going to put it together, get everything done the way it is now, and we'll see. I'll be completely honest with you guys. If something comes up wrong after the assembly because of me doing it this way, it'll be a learning experience. So let's get back to the video. Okay, so I just finished putting everything back up. Okay, I've done this outro about 4 times now. For some reason, my camera keeps the recording keeps stopping at a certain time, so I'm gonna try to finish this up. So with the wrist pins and pistons, I didn't go ahead and put the assembly together because I would have to put assembly lube on it, and I didn't want the assembly lube just sitting in the box while I'm waiting for my block to be done. So to give you an update on what's going on with my block, it sat at the machine shop for 1.5 years and the guy never touched it. So when I initially dropped it off, he told me it was gonna take 2 months and he'll have it done. And when I picked the engine block up, he didn't touch anything. It was still in the same exact spot that I left it in a year and a half ago. So anyway, so I went and picked it up from him and I took it to another machine shop, and that's where it's at now. And he said that he should get it done in 2 weeks, but it has been 2 months so far. So just to give you a little update on what's going on. It's not me, it's other people that I'm waiting on. So with the balancing of it and why I was weighing all these parts, I was supposed to get the machine shop to balance it and install the cam bearings, install the crank, and gap my rings for me. But since they haven't done anything, and the machine shop that is at now said that he don't have time to do it all, the only thing he's going to do is he's going to hot tank the block, put my cam bearings in, and install my crank. And I'm going to do everything else. So with balancing, I did look up balancing, and basically I'm going to put this engine together without it being balanced. I know I'm taking a chance here, but I'm willing to do it and I have no other choice. So what I did is I weighed the piston and rod assembly out of the engine, the stock piston and rod. It weighed 1,220 grams. So my new Summit Pro LS piston rod assembly weighs 1,200 grams. So that's a difference of 20 grams. So therefore, the Summit pistons and rods are lighter than the stock. So that's by 20 grams or less. So I've read where some engine builder says that if it's less than 30 grams, they wouldn't bother balancing it. When it comes to race engines, it's a little more precision, and a lot of them like to balance down to 0.1 gram or 0.01 gram. So this is not going to be a... So like I said, I know I'm taking a chance, but if anything and mess up the bearings, if I have to pull it back out, I'll pull it back out. So that's what's going on with the 5.3 build. Again, it's out of my hands. So I have everything to put it together. So as soon as I get it back from the machine shop, I'm going to go ahead and paint the block, get it prepared, and put it together. So I'll be able to put the entire engine together in one video. So that should work out pretty good. So you'll see that in one video. So that's what's going on with the 5.3. Thanks for watching. If you haven't, click on that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you will get more updates of my videos, and I'll see you in the next video.